In the event of a water damage emergency, call PuroClean of Cenla.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Cars are inching by. There they go. Okay. Good morning from Toledo Bend. Looking out there, winds are kind of shifting around right now, and tons of birds out there as well. And they are rocking and rolling. So it's cool out there this morning. I could actually wear a sweatshirt and be comfortable. I like it. And we had 40s out there. Clear skies across most of the area right now. And what it looks like we're going to see here is some nice stuff for the next few days. And then comes the rain, of course, right around Easter Sunday. So that's going to be our big question. What happens on Easter Sunday? And I'm going to try my best to answer it. But let me tell you, the models are really all over the place, and that's where I come in. I've got to come in and discern what exactly is going to happen, and I know most people would be watching this one for what's going to happen on Easter. Winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings out west, big snows, it looks like up there from New York, western New York, up into New England and southeastern Canada, and that is going to stay away from us. We are not going to get that version of the Easter cold snap. I guess this is kind of our Easter snap, if you want to call it that, upper 40s this morning, but late April, that is entirely acceptable. Quick look at the river flood alerts right now. Still flood warnings all along the length of the Mississippi from southern Missouri down toward Baton Rouge, and then we have some issues up on the Ohio as well. The red crested below where it was forecast to, so some great news there. Just a quick overview here. Forecast crest still at 46. Looks like we haven't had much movement on that Black River at Acme. They did up this a half a foot, so 6 inches there on the Natchez, Mississippi, the Mississippi River. That's the one. So a little bit higher on that one. And then Red River Landing, another important one to look at, 57.5. So that crest has come up just a few inches as well there, but I don't think we're going to see any big swings on this stuff. Down toward Baton Rouge, looks like they're going to get up into major flood stage there at 40.5, and that one has held pretty steady over the last few days. So temperatures right now, quick jump on this because it was dry. When you get sun on a dry morning like this, it's going to jump quickly. 59 degrees after lows in the upper 40s, near 60 in Monroe, 67 New Orleans. And you can see the winds, they turned to the north yesterday, but they're already starting to spin back toward the southeast, and this is going to start to usher in a little bit of moisture. I don't expect any rainfall until at least, from the way I'm seeing it is Sunday. There are some conflicting model signals, and we'll talk about that a bit more in just a second. In fact, I'm not showing you the GFS because I don't agree with it right now. Today we get a few clouds in there, upper 70s. I know, Mom, I'm sorry. I realized as I hit the button I was trying to do too much stuff. I thought you had the notifications anyway. But yes, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Upper 70s, low 80s for highs today. Lots of sunshine. And so this is the Futurecast. This is the Barron model. Now, this thing only goes out 4 days. I didn't do the GFS because what the GFS is doing is taking this big, whoops, didn't mean to move it. It's taking this trough out here, and it's just kind of kicking it through really quickly. All of the other model guidance has a slower ejection of this trough, and that's a big deal for things on Easter. GFS has storms coming through like early in the morning. I don't think that's going to happen. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. We get to the end of it, and you see how those thunderstorms right there out into Texas by 10 a.m. on Easter get a few out there. And so what I think is going to happen is we're going to get this trough that's going to dig down, and it's going to kind of pause out here as it digs down, and then once that gets down here, it's going to slow up, then it's going to start to eject slowly to the east, and all the other models are showing this. So you can see here in this scenario, nothing going on Easter morning, so Sunday services, all that kind of stuff, you're looking good, but by afternoon and evening, I think we get some storms to come through. So if you have an all-day event, or especially an evening event, there is going to be some threat for storms in the area, and I think some severe weather's possible as well. So this is that severe outlook for Sunday. I figured they would move this a little east, and they have. So Faraday down to Lake Charles, and then for most of our area, I guess St. Landry Parish isn't included yet, but I'm sure they will be down the line because this is probably going to be something that's going to come through the area, and it's going to sweep through like we see most of our events come on through. So I'm thinking some severe weather possible by Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, depends on the timing here, and probably I think we're going to get a little more rain than this. I think a 1/2 inch to 2 inches is most likely, but it doesn't look like any sort of flooding problems. We've had some gorgeous weather. I know a lot of people have been getting a lot of work done, from farmers to roofers, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing when you got Igloo Roofing as a sponsor. They're putting on roofs this week. 60% chance for storms on Easter Sunday. Overall, I would say this is more like 80 to 90, just it kind of bridges into Monday. So the question is, when exactly does this happen? So we'll be fine tuning those details as we get closer. Timing is the big issue. The system coming through, I think that's going to happen. Scattered storms on Tuesday. Looks like we're actually into a pretty active pattern. Then it's going to be real warm. We're going to keep that southerly flow going, or southwesterly flow. And that means we're not only going to stay warm, we are going to keep those showers and storms in the forecast right up until the end of April. And then after that, all bets are off because we're into May, and it's just hot and humid then. So that is your forecast for right now. Still some Easter uncertainty. And the way I'm seeing it right now, I think the first half of the day is looking good. I just think we get storms in here by late afternoon or evening. And so we're going to have to be watching that timing very closely as we get a bit closer, because I know there's going to be a ton going on Easter Sunday. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you back here on Thursday morning. Have a great rest of your week.